Soften up the mess, drop it in the water, let the daughter find her image with the rest. She'll be learning how to breathe, spinning through identity, reveal another pretty little scheme. Save her mind.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a hot minute, I know, but today I'm going to be recording a video of my labor and delivery. I never got to really do a video because if you've been watching like my videos and stuff, you know that all my videos that we had taken like on our way to the hospital, in the hospital after giving birth and everything, was all in slow motion and had no audio. There was no way to recover it, so I was like absolutely like just a mess and a wreck over it. Every time I thought about it or like looked at the little videos, I would just start to cry because it would just hurt me so much that like we didn't think to look and make sure that my camera was not on slow motion. So I have been pushing this off for the longest time, but now I'm 6 months postpartum and I'm like, okay, I need to record this. Like I really want to just have this little video edited and like posted and just like be able to look back on it and like have this like where I'm talking and all this stuff. So I'm gonna be doing kind of like a little voiceover. I'm gonna sit and talk to the camera, but you're gonna be seeing videos of like us, like me recording like little snippets here and there. It's obviously gonna have no audio at all, so like I said, I'm gonna be the one talking, but you'll see like the little videos and like the moments that I'm talking about. I have a little notepad here like from like everything that I was talking about, and prior to me giving birth I had vlogged, but on my phone. I don't know why I didn't vlog on my camera. I don't know if my camera had died or what the hell, but I had Shelby March 17th, like on a St. Patrick's Day. So we're gonna rewind a little bit and go back to Monday. Every Monday I would turn a new week in my pregnancy, so every Monday was like a new week, I guess you could say. Monday, March 13th, I had my appointment, and prior to that I had been walking a lot. I would just like use any excuse to go to the store and like just start to walk. Like I was just over it. I was very crampy, I was very moody. But March 13th I was already 38 weeks pregnant. I was very much like baby girl was very much cooked and baked in the oven, so I was ready to get her out. I was just like hoping that I didn't have to get induced or anything and just could go into labor naturally, but just like see what the doctor could say, you know what I mean? So we went to the my appointment on the 13th. It was a Monday. I was cramping a lot. I was walking and it was very like I was just walking a lot, trying to get some exercise in and see if it helped me or did anything. But honestly, that appointment, the doctor had said like if walking made you go into labor, we would have a track around the hospital and we would have every pregnant lady walking around. Walking does help you. It helps you stay active throughout pregnancy, but it's not going to get you into labor. You're going to be like overtired, and then when it does come time for you to push, you're gonna be like extra tired. To like don't overdo it. She told me just like walk like throughout the day, like if anything 20 to 30 minutes a day. Don't overdo it, don't OD it. And I was like okay. But prior to that I was going to the park. We had went to the mall and I was like freaking fat as hell. Going to the park, going to the mall, and just like I would kept like going to Albertsons, and like I'll put little pictures of me taking pictures of like the flowers and stuff, just like the dumbest excuse, like oh I want to go to Albertsons to look at the flowers. Like be for real, girl. So that appointment, they had checked me. I was 3 centimeters dilated and 80% effaced. Like my cervix had thinned out 80%. So I was like, oh gosh, like this is crazy, because I remember my 36-week appointment, I was 2 centimeters dilated and I was still like my cervix was thick, like still thick, but she was head down and everything already. So I'm like, okay, well she's head down, I'm 2 centimeters dilated, like the process is starting. 36 weeks to 38 weeks, my cervix had thinned out to 80% and I had like increased in dilation. Like I was from 2 to 3 centimeters dilated. And the doctor, she was like, Yvette, I love her. I don't even know her last name, but she went by Yvette. She was like my favorite doctor ever. She had told me like, do you want to go ahead and sweep your membrane? Like sweeping your membrane is gonna like kickstart you into labor. It could happen tonight, it could happen, you know, tomorrow, it could happen in the next 2 days, where you're gonna start to cramp and it's gonna get you like ready to go. Like it's gonna kickstart you, like jumpstart your labor pretty much. And she was like, checking me and everything, and I was like, yes, like let's just go ahead and do it. She's like, are you sure? Like, are you ready? And then Ray went to every single appointment with me, and he was like, he like smacked me. I just like remember this. He smacked me on my knee. He's like, are you not gonna like ask me what I think? And literally, I didn't even like, I wasn't even thinking about what he wanted or anything. I was just over pregnancy. Like, if you've ever gone through pregnancy, you know that more towards the end of your pregnancy, you're more like just over it. Like, you're ready to meet your baby. It's been a long, almost 9 months. The weeks just feel longer and longer, and it's just, you're done. Like, the sleepless nights, even though you don't have your baby, it's hard to sleep when you're like with this big old belly. Like, it's just, if you know, you know, okay? So he was like, are you gonna like ask me what I think? Like, we're not ready. Like, just give it some time. Like, don't like stop, just relax. And so I'm like, no, you know, you're right. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't even ask you, whatever. So we went home that day, and bro, I was pissed. Like, I was okay in that moment, but after the fact, I was like in so much pain just because I was cramping like a lot. Like, they weren't consistent contractions, but I know it was like, it was almost time. So I was just like so irritated. I was over it, and I was so mad at Raymond. Like, I really didn't even talk to him that day because I was like, who are you to tell me like not to do this? Like, you're not the one that's pregnant. You're not the one that's fat. You're not the one that's going through heartburn. Like, you sleep like a baby throughout the night. Like, da 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 da. I was so pissed. And like throughout my pregnancy, like more towards like the 3rd trimester, sciatic nerve was like really badly pinched that it was hard for me to sleep, to find a good position to sit down, like lay down, any type of stuff. And my heartburn was so bad. I had not thrown up my whole pregnancy until I was like 5 weeks. I threw up so bad because of my heartburn. Like, it was just so bad. So like, I was just over it. Like, you're mentally checked out, ready to have your baby, but it was just, you know, I was irritated because he like convinced me not to get my membrane sweep. So I didn't have my membrane sweeped at the doctor's. I just went home, and then they were like, okay, well, your 39-week appointment will be on Monday. If you don't go into labor then, if you want, we could put you on like an induction list. So we'll call you and be like, hey, like, we have a bedroom open if you want to come, like, let's get you in and induce you and stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, if I don't go into labor by 39 weeks, like, call me, get me on that list, and I'm having this baby. So I was put on that list. The next day, on the 14th, that's when I was like recording this little vlog on my phone. I don't know if I'll insert like a little clip of me like doing my little vlog. I was making waffles for the kids, and the kids were on spring break for 2 weeks, so it was me and the kids at home. But I was pretty much giving them a rundown of like what I just said, like the doctor's appointment, how it went and stuff. Good morning. Looking very much crusty, musty, and dusty. I have not washed my face. This is hair from yesterday. I haven't even done like fixed my lashes or anything. But I'm gonna be making the kids some breakfast and starting off a little vlog. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a weekly vlog or just like a vlog for today, like updating you guys on my 38 week. Yesterday I turned 38 weeks, but I'm gonna start to make the kids some breakfast and then just like talk with you guys. I'm gonna make them some waffles. So let me get the waffle mix real quick and all that good stuff. Okay, so yesterday I didn't update you guys or I didn't record anything yesterday because I was not in the mood. I was going through it yesterday. I had my 38-week appointment yesterday, and my husband went. He always goes with me to every single appointment. I didn't know they were gonna be checking my cervix and to see like how like dilated I am. I'm 3 centimeters dilated, so from my 36-week appointment to 38-week appointment, within 2 weeks I dilated one more, however the heck you see that. I also am 80% ephase, so meaning my cervix has thinned out 80%. My doctor had told me like, hey, we're gonna check if you're dilated and stuff like that. If you're like a certain amount dilated and cervix is like thinned out, we could sweep your membrane. And I was just like, okay. And she was just telling me the risks, like She's like, it's never happened with me before, but you can, sweeping your membrane, you know, you could start to leak, and if you do, then that means we have to go take you, like, you have to go to the hospital. And then she's like, which has never happened to me. And then she's like, and second, she's like, there is a risk of infection, just because, like, TMI, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's just girls here. If you have a vagina, your vagina, you know, you have your discharge and all that stuff, your vagina is not the cleanest. I mean, it is clean, but you know, like, it's constantly coming, like, stuff is coming out of it. And she was just saying, like, you know, vagina, like, your like, I don't know, it was just, you could get a chance of infection. But so she checked me, and well, she had asked me, like, do you want me to sweep your membrane? And I'm like, honestly, like, I don't know, because she's like, it could like jumpstart, like, kick you, like, she said, I don't know how she said it could jumpstart labor already. Like, she's like, within, it could be in a day if we do it. She's like, it could be in the next 2 days. She's like, but it will help you you know, go into labor. And like, mentally, like, the past weekend or two, like last weekend, I was just kind of over it. I've been cramping. I'm just kind of like emotional roller coaster type thing. So I was just like, yeah, like, let's do it. She had checked me, and she was like, do you want to do it? I was like, yeah, like, let's do it. And Ray's like sitting there the whole time, and like smacks my leg. He's like, are you gonna ask me, like, what I feel, like what's going on here? And I felt so bad, because, like, low-key, I felt like awkward, like, not asking him, which I know I should have asked him, like, hey babe, like, what should we do? Because it's not just about me, it's about him too. But I'm more in the state of mind where, like, I'm pregnant, I've been holding this baby for 9 months, like, I'm over it, I can't sleep, I can't do this, I'm over the heartburn, like, I'm over hurting, I'm over cramping, like, da da da, whatever. So I was more like, me, I'm done, rather than, hey babe, like, are we ready to go to the hospital and do this thing, you know? And I'm like, no, you know what, you're right. I told the doctor, I was like, no, like, we'll just wait. But yeah, I was kind of hurt afterwards, just being pregnant and hormonal. I was just like, damn, dude, like, I'm over this shit, and like, you really convinced me not to get my membrane swept, you know? But I mean, he had a good point, and I was just like, the kids are off for 2 weeks, you know, like, I shouldn't be rushing it. Like, I want to spend my last week at least with my son, and like, enjoy it, and just enjoy him, and just do everything I can to prepare ourselves, mentally prepare myself. Because after like, it's not just like, oh, you have your baby and you're done. Like, no, that's not the case. You have your baby, and you have a baby now, you know? It's not just like, oh, it's in my belly. Like, you're dealing with a newborn, eating, pooping, crying, like, feeding every 2 hours. And it's not just like, oh, you have a baby and that's it. Like, no. So he kind of brought me back to reality and was like, hey dude, like, are you ready? Like, are we ready? So I was like, no, like, you do have a point. But I was kind of like, just like, not thinking of that at that moment. I was kind of hurt, and I was just not in the mood yesterday. But yeah, so that's like my little update on my 38-week appointment. Hello. Y'all, sorry, my dad had just got here. He took Benny with him, and like, literally, Benny's been with me forever. Like, my dad hasn't had the chance to take him because my dad's been like super busy working, and I'm like a little emotional. But God is good, and God is gonna protect my baby regardless of where he is and who he's with. My dad is a good grandpa and a dad, so I'm not even worried about it. But you know, anything can happen, but nothing's gonna happen because God is good. But anyways, so yeah, the next day I had vlogged or whatever. I was doing a lot of Target runs. Like, even after that, I was going to Target and getting last minute things, just like pads, like aftercare for postpartum. And I did do a video of like what I got for all that good stuff. So here comes March 15th. I got my toes done and my nails done, just gel nails and toenails done. And my cousin does my nails, and she does an amazing job. So I had told her, like, because you need to get into my massage, like, on my feet, massage the crap out of my feet. Like, I don't care, massage them. Because I was already, like, if I did have the baby, like, everything should have been good. I was practically, like, full term in my pregnancy. So I told her to massage my feet, and it was all good. I did sleep a little bit better that night, just because I got like a little bit of pressure off my feet just from like getting that nice little massage. But then the next day comes March 16th. It was a Thursday, I believe, and it was a normal day. I didn't do much. I think I just stayed home. Nothing out of the ordinary, just was, you know, with the kids. No unusual cramping, no unusual leakage or anything like that. I wasn't leaking at that point. It was, you know, normal day, like I said. So then that day I was like looking up on TikTok, like what are things that you could do, like do to induce you like naturally. I didn't want to do like nothing drastic and crazy for me to like go into labor, but I was just like, okay, what can I do to kind of like help me like get this baby out? Because I was so mad that Monday that I couldn't get my membrane swept, because it was just like, I know, listen to my husband, but I was just ready to have this baby. Literally like arguing with Raymond every single day, like, I can't believe you talked me out of it. I was so upset, but everything happens for a reason. God is good. And I just, you know, sometimes we just need to wait and be patient and let God do his thing on his timing. So that day, I had told my sister-in-law, like, get me this drink from Starbucks. I had heard a lot of things about this drink. I really don't remember what kind of tea it was. I'll put like the little recipe right here, whatever. But it also had like raspberry syrup in it, like pumps of raspberry syrup, and they didn't have any raspberry syrup, so they had just put like cane sugar in it to make it sweet. And I drank like half of it. It was kind of like tarty bitter of a drink, so I didn't drink a lot of it because it wasn't that good, but I did drink half of it, and I think I got a tall, so it wasn't like a lot, but I still got some in my system. And you know, I was just chilling on my bed, relaxing, whatever. Ray got out at 5 that day. He came home, he was chilling, we were like eating snacks on the bed, and I think he had gotten up to go to the restroom, and I was like laying on my side. I was like on TikTok, just, you know, just like a normal day, and I had felt like a gush come out, like, but mind you, I'm like laying down, so I was just like, okay, that kind of felt weird. It wasn't like a sneeze type gush, like, you know, when you sneeze and you have a weak bladder and like you pee yourself. It wasn't like that. It just felt like TMI, but like if you've ever had like discharge come out and you feel the discharge come out, it kind of felt like that. But I was just like, okay, well, maybe if, like, it's just discharge. So I went to the restroom and I was just like, I'm gonna double check, and I'm not gonna post the picture. I was looking at it, but it's just kind of like, it's just my chonies and stuff, but I was like, I'm not gonna post that. But I had sent the picture to my sister, and my underwear were wet. I was wearing a thong and they were wet, and I had some biker shorts on and they were wet too. So I was like, okay, like, this has to be my water or something, or like a leakage of some sort. Like, I don't know, but something's going on. I text my sister and she's like, no, it's probably just pee. And I'm like, that's what everybody says, like, oh, it's probably just pee, but I'm pretty sure it's not pee. So she's like, whatever, it's probably just pee. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, I'm gonna just wait it out, you know, because like that's all I could do is just, I'm not gonna go to the hospital if I'm not cramping, I'm not having any more leakage, whatever. So I'm like just sitting on the toilet, and I call my OB and I'm like, hey, like, I'm not sure if this is me like leaking or something. And they're like, the only way for you to tell is if you come in and we do a swab and to test it for amniotic fluid. And I was like, okay. But they're like, try to labor at home. They're like, we can't tell you when to come in and tell you not to come in, but like if you feel like you should come in so we could get you checked out or whatever. So I was like, okay. Like, my whole plan was like, I want to try to labor at home as long as I can, but not to the extent where I couldn't get the epidural, because I didn't want to be like on the verge of pushing the baby out and not being able to get the epidural. So I always had that in the back of my mind, like, okay, like, I'm just gonna give it some time. Or I go to my closet and Ray's laying on the bed. I go to my closet and I change my underwear, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna change my underwear and I'm just gonna like chill. And within those, like, not even like a minute or two, my underwear was soaked again. So I'm like, okay, like, my water broke, like, this has to be my water. So I walk by Ray and I'm like, babe, my water just broke. And he's like, what? And I'm like, my water just broke. And he's like, what the hell? And I put on another underwear, and at that point I put like a pad on, because I was like, okay, I already leaked through 2 underwear, like, I need to put a pad on. And then you'll see the clip of me like recording myself with my big old belly, and I'm like, it is like, I think it was like 6:29 p.m. I think my water just broke, like, I don't know. And you know, I was just like very excited, but I just like didn't know, like, okay, like, is this really going on? Like, it was just like so like surreal. Like, I didn't know if this was really happening. I was just like, oh my gosh, like, my water broke. I think we started texting like our parents, like, hey, like, my water broke, we're on our way to the hospital. And my mother-in-law lived in Albuquerque, and she already had took her time off, like, told her boss, like, hey, whenever my baby, like, my granddaughter is coming, like, I'm leaving, I'm taking my days off, like, deuces. So Luckily she was already out of work at that time, but we had texted her and then she like rushed from coming because she's like 3 hours away, so like was on her way, and we were telling her like no wait, because what if like this is false labor or something, like I don't know. But my water had broken pretty much at that point because I was leaking. I had a pad on and it was like getting wet, so we grabbed all our last minute things. Raymond jumped in the shower. We, you know, got all like our toothbrushes and everything that like we just kind of had out waiting to like the moment that we needed to grab it all, like lotions, like brushes, because we were obviously using like our brushes and stuff like that, chargers, pillows, blankets. We had it all. We got everything in the car. Then you'll see the clip where we're in the car and we're just like talking, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe this is really happening, like what the heck, you know. And at that time we're in the car. Okay, so my water had broke like around 6:17. That's like when I went to the restroom and took the picture of my underwear, and we're leaving the house by 6:50. We're in the car at 6:50. We get to the hospital by 7, a little bit after 7. And I go in and I'm like, hey, like I'm 38 weeks pregnant. This is my name. I'm leaking. I just wanted to get checked out. So they have me sit down, fill out some paper. And like at that point, I'm starting to cramp. Nothing crazy, but I'm starting to cramp. I'm guessing like contractions, obviously. I'm cramping. I could feel the fluid coming out and gushing out. It just felt so gross because you're just sitting in a pad with everything coming out. I'm like, that's gross. And we're waiting for a little bit, and then we got taken back as security guard to labor and delivery, the labor and delivery floor. So there we are. They take us to like a room where there's a bunch of beds and like curtains, so it's not like a labor and delivery room. It's just like a waiting room, I guess. I don't know, but like with a bed and like the monitors and everything. So they set me up on a monitor to monitor the baby, to see like contractions coming in, if there was any contractions coming in. And they had swabbed me down there to check if I was really leaking amniotic fluid, and they're like, okay, the test should be back in like 20 to 30 minutes, like just give it some time. They had checked me to see how far I was dilated, and I was still 3 centimeters dilated at that point. And I'm not sure if she was able to tell like if my cervix had like thinned out anymore. I honestly don't remember, but I just remember still being 3 centimeters dilated. So we were waiting. We were just like texting everybody like, hey, we're in the hospital. Raymond had texted his boss like, hey bro, like I'm not going in tomorrow, like my wife is in labor, whatever. So we're just chilling. Time's going by, but it feels so fast at this point. Like time doesn't feel like time anymore. It's just going by so fast. By 8:37, you'll see me in my gown. We're in the labor and delivery room where I had Shelby at. We're just talking. You can see me in my little gown. I did like a little like room tour, like of the restroom, the room, and all that good stuff. So it was just, you know, we were just chatting away, just like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. Like at that point they had already told us like, okay, it is amniotic fluid. We're gonna like admit you and put you in the room. They told me like, just go ahead and walk around, so it could help you throughout your cramping and your water and everything. Just, you know, gravity do its thing. So I'm walking, I'm leaking. I started getting contractions like from 6 to 8. Like at that point, by 8 I was contracting, baby, like 2 minutes apart, contracting. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is happening. Like I hope I'm able to get the epidural like not too soon but not too late. Like I didn't want to get it too soon for me to like go into labor and not work. And then I didn't want to get it too late because then I would be like in pain my whole gosh dang pregnancy, like my whole time, like pushing and everything. So I was walking, and I remember like being on the side of the bed or like the end of the bed, and I was just like holding on to like the thing and like bending over and just like pacing side to side. And 2 nurses had came in, and they're like, we're just checking on you, wanted to see how you were doing. And as they're talking to me, literally like Ray's sitting right like on this side and they're over here, and like I'm just like standing right here, and my water just like at that point literally just like broke even more. I don't even know how to explain it, like just gushing. Like you could just hear all the water fall on the floor. It was like movie type stuff, literally like just like that's not even like a water effect, but it was just like gushing out. Like I could feel it coming down my legs, and it just like hit the floor because I didn't have no panties on, no chonies, no pad or anything. I just had my gown on and my bra. And so I was like, oh my gosh. And they're like, are you peeing? And I was like in like contracting whenever my water broke even more, like it was leaking a lot, that I was like, no, I'm not peeing myself, like this is water, like this is the baby's water or whatever. And they're like, oh no, like we're just joking. I knew they were joking. I just was not in the mood because why are you trying to joke when I'm like over here in a contraction? I'm like, baby, no. They were super sweet though. I had like an amazing doctor and like the nurses, like I love them. They were super sweet. I don't remember their names, but I could tell you I had an amazing birth experience. Oh, glory to God. But they had took me to the restroom and they're like, okay, well, we're gonna sit you down on the toilet. We're gonna throw some like underwear on you with a big pad on, and we're gonna have you lay down for a little bit so you could rest and we could monitor the baby and check you out and have you hooked up to your fluids and everything. I was chilling. I was just starting to contract. They were coming more frequent, longer, like lasting contractions, and it was just so painful. Like I couldn't even like talk. I couldn't even open my eyes when I was getting contractions. Like I just had to close my eyes, and it was just like, oh, like, you know, you're moaning throughout these things. Like they hurt so bad. I literally, like with Benny, I don't remember them being that bad because I was put on Pitocin. I was getting induced with Benny, but I don't remember the pain. So with Shelby, I was like, dang, like this is real. This is happening. Like I'm about to have a baby. Like this is crazy. Labor pains are no joke, and I am a baby when it comes to pain. I have like such a low pain tolerance that it was so bad. I wasn't crying or anything, but it was just like really intense. And then at that point when I'm laying down, they checked me. I was 4 centimeters dilated, so I'm like, okay, I'm slowly dilating a little bit from 8 to I think it was like 9. What time was it? Like 9 or 10. I had been contracting. They were like, I had taken like 2 hours of just like back-to-back contraction. The nurse came in like around 11 or like late 10, and she was like, okay, if you want to get the epidural, you have to get it right now. Like our anesthesiologist is going into an emergency surgery. She only has like a 10-minute gap to come give you your epidural. If you say no, you cannot get it later because we don't have anybody else right now. So I'm like, hell yeah, like give me that shit. So she, like this old lady came in and like did it so quick, but baby, that shit hurt so bad. With Benny, I do not remember the epidural hurting that bad. With Shelby, that thing hurt so bad. I could feel it more on like my left side of my body, and my left side like leg was like way more numb than my right, but I was still numbed pretty good. Like I didn't feel any more contractions or anything after that, but the epidural hurt so bad when she was putting it in. Like I just could feel like her shoving it in my back. But she was so sweet. She was like, okay, mama, you got this. Like she was an old white lady, like an older white lady, I'm sorry. Super sweet, just like talking me through it. Okay, we're doing this is what's happening. Like it was so fast that Raymond was still in the room when they were putting the epidural, and he was just like, what the hell. The first time with Benny, everyone had to leave the room. They had like more time to do everything. This lady was doing it quick, and I was like, God, please don't let her mess up just because she's doing it fast. Then I got my epidural. It started kicking in. I was feeling good, and as soon as I got my epidural, my son's old doctor had called me, and she was like, girl, like she's from EP, so she was like, girl, like I'll go all the way to Las Cruces to go see your baby. Like I want to be her doctor, this and this and that. So we were talking, and then she calls me and she's like, girl, like how are you feeling? And I was just like, I'm going through it. I was going through it. I just got the epidural. I'm feeling way better. And we were on the phone for like 40 minutes. And at that point, it was like 11. Like I said, I got my epidural like late 10, and it was like 11 something that we're like chatting. And I think that my mind was so distracted with like talking to her that I didn't really, like I felt like when you get the epidural, you don't feel like blown, but you feel like just different. Like you feel like on cloud 9 low key. And I was just like, as soon as I got off the phone with her, it hit me, and I was just like, oh shit. Like I was overthinking it at that point, and then I started getting nauseous, and I told Raymond like, I'm gonna throw up. And he, like, we literally didn't know what to do because I was like laying down like numb as hell. Like I couldn't get up, and I'm like, I'm gonna throw up. And he grabbed the freaking trash can, and I'm like, bleh, like right in front of him everywhere, like inside the trash can at least. But that was like so embarrassing. But I mean, it's my husband. He was gonna see my coochie with the baby coming out, so like it's not gonna get more embarrassing than that, or like, you know what I mean. Anyways, I don't know how to use those things. But then I was like, go tell the nurse that I'm throwing up and see like what they could do or whatever. So they came in. I think, I'm not sure if they gave me like some medication for nausea, but then she had checked me and she was like, okay, I think I was like 8 centimeters dilated, and she's like, okay, like we're gonna give it another hour and see like what's going on, and we'll just go from there. So I sleep for a little bit, Raymond's asleep for a little bit, and then she comes in, and then she's like, okay, we're gonna check you. She checks me, and she's like, good girl, like I could feel the baby's head right there. And she's like, okay, we're gonna do a practice push. So I like practice push, and she's like, okay, like don't push anymore, like you're about to pop this baby out. So she runs out the room, gets all the nurses. There was like 3-4 nurses there, and then the doctor. Everyone prepares everything. And like from 12, what time is it, like 12:20 something to 12:48 I had Shelby. So it was like 15-20 minutes, like not even that, like it was like shorter than that. Like I did not push for a long time. She came out smooth and easy as soon as they put her on me. She freaking pooped and peed on me, so I'm glad she pooped and peed on me and not inside the womb, because then like they could eat their feces and I don't know, it's just a lot of other stuff. But popped out baby Shelby. I did not rip, thank God. My nurses were amazing, and it was just like overall a great experience. And like that experience made me want to have another baby, not anytime soon, but like I was just like, God is good. That saying is really true, where your babies come out faster like the second time around. Like that baby came out flying, and Raymond cut the umbilical cord. I'll put like the little pictures. Shelby's up, I'll be right back, hold on. Y'all don't mind her little crazy hair. She just woke up from her nap. She's in her little sleeper. But baby girl came out flying. She weighed 6 pounds 14.3 ounces. She was 19 inches long, and she was perfect. The umbilical cord was wrapped around her head like when she was coming out. She didn't have no bruising or anything, but that just kind of freaked us out. But other than that, like everything went good. She is a healthy baby. She was born a healthy baby. Everything was good. Y'all don't mind me, I am super sick, and I am recording this like 3 months after I edited whatever, you know what I mean. So don't mind my voice, but this part of the video has no audio, so I'm going to kind of be walking you guys through it, you know, just taking a little tour of the new room that we had been taking to. And this is the little restroom with the shower, and just me trying to vlog for you guys, and me just being super transparent and showing you guys what my belly looked like right after birth. This wasn't even 24 hours after. I think around this time I was gonna shower and well, at least body shower, because you know you have all the blood and stuff on you. So yeah, it was like 2 p.m. By then I already had taken a body shower, fixed my hair up a little bit, and oh, look at little Shelby girl, she's so cute. My firstborn Benny had no hair, so for her to have that little bit of hair tripped me out. But yeah, that's just me talking. I really wish I had the audio. It still breaks my heart to this day that I have no audio for this. It was just so precious. But Shelby was the cutest little thing ever. She had such long nails, it was like tripping me out. Her little feet were so crusty and dry. We're about to leave. We was about to leave and get our stuff, but then homegirl farted and pooped. So we're just letting her poop. I think she's about done though. I lied.
She said what?
Oh gosh, she stank it. Let me have some of that. But I guess we'll just like vlog when we get to the house. I'm gonna try to charge the camera in the car,
I'm dying.
so that you guys could see her.
Oh gosh.
Mama.
She's on some farts over here.
But yeah, I'm gonna just let her do her thing, and then we'll see you guys in the car maybe, or when we pull up to go get Benton. We got her little Duna situation. Yeah, see you later. Bye. Postpartum, it wasn't, I feel like if you have a good support system at home and like everything, like people are really taking care of you and helping you out with things. I did not have any like bad postpartum experience. Still, I mean, it could still go on up until, I mean, you're postpartum, you know what I mean? I'm only 6 months postpartum, but God is good, and I have a really, you know, good support system at home. Like just my husband helped me with everything and everything. He took a week off of work. He was there with me. I did get sad after he left back to work. I was just like a little anxious, but overall it was a good experience. But yeah, I like I said, like the postpartum like at the hospital was really good. The nurses were always going in and asking us like if I needed anything. Just I was constantly getting water and ice. Their ice is bomb. I love like the little Sonic ice type stuff because that's the one they had at the hospital. They would always give me my ibuprofen because baby, nobody ever talks, let me tell you, nobody talks about the cramps you get when you're breastfeeding. Cause like why not? Why do they not talk about that stuff? They were horrible. Like it makes you want to pull your hair out because of how painful the cramps are. I guess it's like your uterus contracting to like go back to its normal size when you're breastfeeding. Like that helps you, and that shit hurts so bad. Like you're just there trying to feed your baby and just cramping and cramping. It like was horrible, but it was all worth it. Other than that, that's like pretty much it for my labor and delivery. I hope I didn't like miss anything out. It was just a good fast experience, like nothing traumatic or anything. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna be trying to post more frequently. I've been slacking on it a little bit, but you guys comment and let me know like what other videos you guys want to see from me, like day in my life. I want to do like weekly vlogs again. It's just I'm always on the go. I have like no time to ever charge my camera or like pick it up or remember about it. So I'm gonna try doing stuff like that and like little like videos with my baby girl and like my son and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Walk her down the valley, pack a piece of heaven for the bottoms of her feet. Teach her how to jump and